All right, we live, fellas. Jay, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Dunkel Productions. Obviously, we have JT Baird, who wasn't short. We got Dylan, we got Riley, JK Adventures, obviously. We're going to be talking a little about this rivalry game. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, Michigan versus Ohio State. It's a pretty big game. I believe the nickname is The Game. I've been seeing a lot of that. I'm not into college football, so we'll see how that goes. If you haven't already, subscribe, leave a like down below. Obviously, I'm co-hosting here with D. Kevin Hine. Kevin, you can say hi if you'd like. All right. So obviously, I told you about tonight's guest, but obviously, we're also going to have Cooper Brinkman and Mr. Mango sliding in a little later. Both Michigan fans, so I don't understand why they'll be on here. We're more Ohio boys here, I guess. Um, let's get into this, yeah. So the rivalry is called the Game, which is one of the most storied rivalries in college football and sports as a whole. So we're going to learn a little bit about this. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I know it gets really heated.
It gets pretty heated. Isn't it usually like Ohio State does better
It's
than
like
Michigan?
watching the Bears versus Packers.
And the
But-
Packers are the Michigan?
No, the
Oh.
Bears are Michigan of football.
Oh, that's how it is. Okay, damn. All right. So we're gonna give you some history of this one actually. So the first meeting all time was in 1897. 1897, Michigan leads the series 58, 51, and 6. Give it a couple years. Ohio State, however, has dominated in recent years. On the line in this matchup, Big Ten East regular season championship, as well as Big Ten championship berth and college football play implications. So, boys, I hope we're all doing good tonight. Let's keep this nice and easy, nice and fair, especially coming from Dunkel. I know how you get a little hostile sometimes, buddy. Well, shout out to LeBron James for getting suspended for a game.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to go straight to you, Riley Burbach. I'm going to come straight to you. What kind of fan are you? Are you a Michigan fan?
I do not care. I just want a good football game.
Okay.
That's really what it is. I don't care who wins.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Riley, it's nice seeing you tonight.
Yeah, Riley, it was nice seeing you, I guess. All right, I'll go to JJ then right away because
If there's any doubt that CJ Stroud's not the Heisman, this is the game that he finally cements it. I don't want to hear Bryce Young going up against New Mexico State. I don't want to hear nothing. This is CJ Stroud's game to win. Give him 4 full quarters, and we're about to see the best player in the nation this Saturday.
Damn.
Book it.
Book it.
Book it, he says. So why is this such a great rivalry then?
You want me to answer that one? Or you passing it to Dunk?
Right to you, JJ.
Well, it's a great rivalry. Obviously, the geographic location between Michigan and Ohio, so that plays a little bit of a factor into it. But I don't know, just 2 Big Ten teams that usually stand above the conference whenever they face off at the end of the year. It normally has pretty big implications for the playoff and who's going to go to the championship and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I like how this game has always got high stakes involved. I think that's what makes it important.
I like it. Now, Dylan, do you think that Coach Harbaugh actually wears khakis to sleep instead of PJs? Because that's all I see that man in.
Yeah, pretty sure he does. Yeah.
All right, I'm just messing with you.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I think he needs to wear a size bigger, to be honest with you. I don't want to be seeing everything. Why is this such a great rivalry to you, in your opinion, as a Michigan fan?
Oh, first of all, it's the geographical location for sure. That's where it all started. But as far as great rivalry goes, the past couple of years it has not been. But there's been a couple games that have meant a lot. I think that gets overshadowed.
Same question.
JT was short. Yeah, that was a game 2 versus 3. So I mean, you got to think. It's like, oh yeah, Ohio State. Has been killing the rivalry, which they have been, but there's been a few good games of top 5 teams. So it's still, even though Ohio State is absolutely dominating that side of the rivalry, it's still been it's still big teams, high ranked teams, a lot on the line. It's just Ohio's been coming out on top more than not as of recent. But yeah, I mean, if you just YouTube it, Google it, search on Twitter Ohio State Michigan, you'll just instantly see a fight somewhere, between players. It's a heated, high intensity. So
It's fun.
Stuart, calm down.
So what's your thoughts on this Michigan season so far, though? As you've got how many games you guys played? Like 9 games now?
11.
11 games.
This is the 12th. Yeah, 10-1.
Pretty good.
It's tough because Harbaugh gets a lot of flack for not winning big games, and deservedly so. You know, you look at a 10-1 Michigan team, that's a pretty good season, but they lost to Michigan State, so it's kind of like, well, you know, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. I mean, hindsight 2020, they have a chance to beat Ohio State and go to the conference championship game, chance at the college football playoff. So it's not a complete fail, obviously. You'll take 10-1. A lot of teams will, but in this landscape of college football, coaches get fired for seasons like that. If it's win now or get to the college football playoff. You got to be in the top 4, especially for Michigan.
Is this
Got
Harbaugh's
to
last
keep
chance?
yourself relevant on the national stage. And when you lose, big games like that to teams that you should be beating,
Is this John's last year? I believe that was a question from JJ coming straight down on you. Is this his last?
Is it Harbaugh's last year? They were doing some stuff with his contract in the offseason. They didn't sign a full extension. They kind of just were tossing out some guaranteed money, less or more, whatever it was. But I don't think it is. I think if Ohio State does win, he's going to get a ton of heat, and kind of deservedly so. But I just think of it from an organizational standpoint. Who else? I don't think you can go hire anyone else. I don't know. He's kind of the guy, and 10-win season. Obviously, both of his losses. If he does lose to Ohio State, which right now at 7-point favorites, they're the dogs going in. It's tough. It's tough to say. It depends on the outside heat that'll come from this. If he wins, obviously he's in, but it'll be tough.
Now, Dunkel, why is Ohio State better than Michigan?
Really what I pointed to is just their athletes. I think they got some better athletes in some areas than Michigan does. I think when you look at the wide receiver position, Ohio State's got the best wide receiver group in college football. I mean, it's undisputable. I mean, you saw it last weekend. I mean, Stroud was hitting Wilson, Olave, Jackson Smith, Fleming even caught a touchdown. So their wide receiver room's terrific. They just have athletes. I think recently their speed has really been the difference in games against Michigan. I think this is going to be a great game on Saturday, though. I don't think this will be like the previous last 2 years where Ohio State just destroys them. I think this will be a closer game.
How have you thought about this Ohio season so far, though, Dunks?
I mean, a lot of concerns early.
Off the Oregon, but
with the loss to Oregon, yeah. I mean, when you go back and watch that Buckeye team to now, and I'm sure JJ would love to elaborate on this as well. When you go back to the Oregon game to now, and you look at CJ Stroud's development, it's been unbelievable. Ryan Day as a play caller and head coach has been unbelievable. And yeah, I think Ohio State has improved in many areas, and I think they're peaking at the exact time they need to make a huge run in this thing, and probably make and win the national championship this season.
Dunk, would you have ranked Ohio State over Oregon if they would have beat Utah this past weekend?
Yes.
Should we answer that question?
Yeah, because I think Ohio State.
I would have.
Because when
I
you
don't
look
know. Strength of schedule doesn't really match up.
Damn.
Buckeyes got 2 top 10 matchups last week and this week, assuming we win. I mean, Oregon's only got, if I'm not mistaken, 1 top 25 win this year, and that was against the Buckeyes in week 1. So,
yeah, Oregon's strength schedule is like in the 50s. They just their only chance was because they beat Ohio State, which obviously great win, but
Cincinnati got its prayers answered though. That was their ticket in, was an Oregon loss. So
yeah.
We could have a first non-group of 5 school make the playoffs. Be interesting.
JJ,
to
who
see
do you,
how they stacked up.
JJ, who would be the ideal team for the Buckeyes in that CFB semifinal?
Honestly, I think Georgia wins out, takes the 1 seed. I think that kicks Bama out of the. There's no way they put a 2-loss Bama in at number 4. Although I say that now, you don't know about the committee, but I don't see them putting Bama in if they lose to Georgia. So, assuming everything goes right for the Buckeyes, Georgia, Ohio State at 2, probably throw Cincinnati in at 3, and makes its way open for either Notre Dame. I don't even know who else would be up there to get that 4th spot. Honestly, they might even throw Bama in there too.
Now, Riley, do you think University of Wisconsin Whitewater could defeat an Ohio State or a Michigan University? You guys have a number one team in the country, I think, at this point, when you just absolutely smeared your last opponent 69-7, I believe. So do you think there's a chance?
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't think we would stand a chance. But what about against Carthage?
Oh, Firebird up, baby. Firebird up. I think
it didn't work out week 1 when we played this year.
Riley,
Yeah,
what if you were on the field?
What?
What if you were on the field? I would like to think Whitewater would be a
I
little
would.
bit better with you on the field.
I wish, man.
Riley,
I miss football.
best offensive tackle in the league.
I'm skinny. Yeah, offensive tackle.
Hey, Riley, speaking of Whitewater, though, what's the next game you guys have going on? I know you guys just absolutely smeared them, but are you guys in the playoffs or what's going on there? I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, I think we're in the playoffs right now. Let me look at that. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, look up your guys' ranking if you don't mind.
Who's your best team this week?
Oh,
my
Oh,
yeah, that's choppy. That's choppy. Cut that.
Woo! 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 Let's go, baby! What up, Doug? You just gonna stare at me?
What's up?
Dunk's looking real nervous.
About what?
Hey, he was a Wisconsin fan in 2012, Ohio State in 2015. He's looking real nervous.
Oh, and he's got kicked. Wow, nice one, Dunkel. That's not democracy. That's
I didn't kick him. I didn't
communist
kick him.
finest.
No,
You get your name on a show and you
he's-
start kicking
yeah,
people.
he said.
Buddy, all right. But no. Dunkel. Well, actually, I talked too much to Dunkel already. I'm gonna go back to JJ on this one. Who do you think is going to be the X factor for each team in this game, starting with Michigan? If Michigan is to win, who do you think is their X factor?
JJ McCarthy. Look for him to pick up a couple plays here and there. He can run the ball. He can throw a good ball. Watch out for AJ Henning, two dudes from the suburban area of Illinois, home of your very own JJ. So definitely look for them. For the Buckeyes, just playing defense.
All right. Now, how about for Ohio? Did you say for Ohio? Sorry, you kind of cut out for us here.
Yeah, my bad. I just
no,
said
that's
defense.
us. Oh, okay. How about you, Dylan? What do you think?
Anybody on the defense? Denzel Burke needs to step up and play. Tyreek Smith, Haskell Garrett, they all got to play. Not too worried about the offense. So
Haskell the rascal.
Yep. You know the D line, baby. Silver bullets.
Dunkel, who do you think is going to be the X factor for Michigan if they are to win this football game? And then followed by who do you think is the X factor for Ohio State?
I think it's got to be Michigan's running game with Blake Corum. I think they got to lean on him. They got to get him going early, something that Michigan State wasn't able to do early on Saturday. They weren't able to establish Kenneth Walker. They fell behind early. They weren't able to get back in the game because they don't have a high-powered passing attack that is needed to get back in the game. So for me, you got to lean on those guys. You got to lean on those running backs, and you got to keep this explosive Ohio State offense off the field at all times. because they can straight score.
I got you, my man. Now, how about you, Dylan? Maybe someone different from both teams. Who do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, I think going off the field here, Michigan's D coordinator Mike McDonald. I think in the past years, Michigan's D with Don Brown did a terrible job of adjusting to Ohio State's offense and just let them run crossing routes and pick routes until we just got sick, until the game was over and they'd put up 60 points. So I think defense has got to change, and I think it will. He runs a different scheme than Don Brown, so I think it'll be fun to not poke my eyes out at 5-yard crossing routes that go 95 yards. So on the defensive side of the ball, I'll say Mike McDonald, and the pass rush will be huge. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think you nailed it there with J.J. McCarthy. I think, it's been frustrating all year to be content with Cade McNamara. I think he's a great football player. I think he brings a lot to the table, but J.J. McCarthy is actually a difference maker. And going forward, he's going to be the starter next year. I don't think there's a question about it. And I think this could be a huge moment in his career if he can step up and make a couple throws in this game. Because, like I said, he's a difference maker. So those are my guys.
Burbach, I know you're not a fan of either one of these teams. Are you like a major college football? You know what I mean? Like a D1 school? Are you a fan of any of them? Not you, idiot.
Oh.
God.
I like North Carolina, but they have no football team really ever. So, yeah.
It's all right.
I mean,
We'll
we got
wait for
Sam
you for
Howell. That's about it.
You also produced Mitch Trubisky, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Burbach,
And Julius Peppers.
Burbach, I know you're gonna be watching this game. Who's the X Factor, man? Who's the X Factor in this one, man?
Chris Olave. You already know the deal.
CO2, baby.
Hey, Gus Johnson. that was a good.
What?
That was a good Gus Johnson impression.
That was
yeah?
perfect.
Chris Olave.
It's Uncle's good LeBron impression. Give us a LeBron impression from last night.
Here, I got you. As simple as this. That's all I was. Yeah. Oh. Wait, your eyes gushing. That's what that was. That's a flagrant. Those Ohio boys, they're.
Hold
Jay,
on. We forgot the.
Jay, let me say this real quick too.
It was intentional.
A big thing in this game that I'm watching for is, like Coach Rivard talked about, those 5-yard crossing routes. Ohio State runs those a lot against Michigan. Are they going to be able to make tackles, or are the Buckeyes going to be able to get big plays off that like they have in the past? Especially to Chris Olave. I mean, he's the Michigan killer, man. Literally, he destroys Michigan every time they play.
Well said, Dunk.
True. You'll see a little more zone. You'll see a little more zone this year. Hopefully that'll, instead of the man-to-man rub routes, you'll see a little more zone, and hopefully that takes care of that. But,
So Coach Rivard, I know you've coached DBs in the past, so I have to ask you this. So when you're going up against a stacked wide receiver room like Ohio State, where you have 3 guys that can single-handedly beat you, what are some things that you do in like preparation and when you're looking at the film, what you can do to take one of those guys away or 2 of those guys away where all 3 of them can beat you?
yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough because not only are they fast. I mean, they're all going to be faster than Michigan's DBs. They always are. That's one of the big things that separates Ohio State with Michigan. You even touched on that earlier tonight. It's getting physical on the line of scrimmage with them, playing more zone, making sure you have over the top covered. As far as double teaming goes, I mean, you double team some guy and there's 2 guys open. There's 2 other guys you got to worry about. It's tough. It's tough. And then with that, you're talking about putting maybe 5 DBs on the field, and then you have Travion Henderson, who's a dog, and the Ohio State run game just straight up, which is sick. So it's definitely when that Ohio State offense is clicking, you can't do anything. You just got to hope that you keep them off the field. I mean, you have to win in other ways. You know, you really do. You have to keep them off the field, try to get them out of rhythm. That's why pass rush is huge too. If you let C.J. Stroud step back for longer than a couple seconds, you're gonna get torched. Doesn't matter, you know. So yeah, physical off the line of scrimmage, I guess. Zone, making sure you know where everyone is at all times, and you can't have any blown assignments. You know, you can't give them anything because obviously they'll take it and they'll score fast, like we saw last week.
All right. So then, Dunkel, well, how has Ohio State been able to improve throughout this season following loss? You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about the loss. Yeah, it happened, but how has they improved since then?
Well, I think what it comes down to is Ryan Day saw their defense and how they really needed to change schematically. Got rid of their old defensive coordinator, Kerry Combs, is now just coaching defensive backs. That was a big adjustment they made. And then just playing to the strengths of their quarterback, C.J. Stroud, and the emergence of Travion Henderson. I mean, Travion Henderson was not was one of the most talented, talked about freshmen coming into the season. He's really taken off over the past few games, and I expect him to have a big game this week against Michigan. What are you guys laughing about? Care to share?
Nothing.
We think that we're laughing that you think Ohio State's going to beat Michigan. That's all. Because it's an upset kind of week, man. If you haven't
Hey,
noticed,
you guys can keep laughing all you want, but if y'all start talking crap, be ready at 2:30 on Saturday because it'll come back to bite you.
Hey, man, I'm just saying when you start crying,
He'll
you'll
boot
win,
you out of
baby.
the stream.
Yeah, we already saw what you did with your communist ways with Coop, and I'm not too sure Cooper's happy, man. So
I didn't kick Cooper.
The fans say differently. Shout out to Abby Moon for watching tonight's stream, by the way.
Shout out Abby Moon. She was watching yesterday too.
I don't know this question. So Chris, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Chris Olave game will have another big game versus Michigan this week. So is he gonna have another big game, JJ? Chris Olave?
I'm gonna throw this stat out there. I've been sitting on this all night. Chris Olave, excuse me, 152 yards away from being the fourth skill position player on the Buckeyes to eclipse 1,000 yards on the season. And Jigba's got 1,000. Garrett Wilson's got 1,000. Travion Henderson's got 1,000. Olave is 152 yards away from being the fourth player to break the 1,000-yard mark. Sorry. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I think he means it's going to be a good game for him. I think that's what that means right there. Now, Dylan, obviously, you know, we've known this. You know, Michigan hasn't been the hottest team against Ohio State recently. Why is it this year, your year?
I think because of the change at defensive coordinator. I think that was Michigan year after year came in, and I love Don Brown to death. He was their old D coordinator. Against teams that they are better athletically, they were dominant. They came in top 5, at least top 10 in defense every single time he was there into the Ohio State game, and then left, giving up 60 points, 500 plus yards, so on and so forth, because they weren't the more talented team. So I think this year, I've already touched on it a time or two, but those dink and dunk plays that go to the house, I don't think that's going to happen this year. So Ohio State's going to have to find a way to, throw the ball downfield, lean on their run game a little more than usual, and it's just gonna, it's gonna be fun to watch. Hopefully, yeah. I'm hoping that they don't put up 50, 60, and it's going to be more of a 30-ish, 40-ish. Because I think if they hold them to 30-ish, 40-ish, then I think Michigan could stay in that. But
not 50 or 60. And that's what we got with Don Brown the last couple of years, and that's impossible. Michigan can't win Michigan can't win in the shootout. So, but yeah, it's all going to be on the defensive side of the ball for Michigan. How can they avoid the shootout? Basically, I think they can. It'll be tough. It's a tough ask, but I think they can.
I think we got kicked. I think we're back. Are we back? Can you guys hear us now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. Froze for a second. I thought we got yanked out for some reason. Okay. We heard what you said for the defensive side. It can't be a shootout, so we heard that. Love it. Let's see. So I'm gonna come back to you, JJ. I like the statistics you always have. So best performance from this past rivalry game. So what's been the best performance from the past games?
Justin Fields last year. Coming back in after getting hurt, throwing that touchdown at Garrett Wilson. That's probably been my favorite. I'll go Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Boys froze.
There we go. We're back. We're back again. We're starting to go in and out. Dunkel, you say yours, and then so we don't get bad. Riley, you could say yours, and then Dylan, you could say yours, so you guys can say your answers, and we don't have to dictate it.
So this is I'm gonna go Chris Olave in 2018. He had 7 targets for a career high, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I believe he also blocked a punt, which he ran back for a touchdown as well. As JJ touched on that Chris Olave point about him balling, he actually did break the Ohio State the franchise record in touchdowns for receiver. I believe he passed Chris Carter, David Boston, one of the two.
He
Right?
did that his freshman year too, right, Dunk?
Yeah,
He
freshman
blocked the
year.
punt. Yep.
Burbach.
I don't know. I don't know what what Ohio State or Michigan plays my favorite. I don't watch either one of these teams like every week like you guys do.
Do you watch the game, Burbach? Will you watch on Saturday?
Yeah, I'll watch on Saturday.
All right. Well, we want your Burbach star of the game after that to prove that you watched the game.
All right.
You gotta
Coach
come.
Bart, go ahead.
All right, I'll go back to 2011. Last year, Michigan beat Ohio State. My boy Denard.
Shoelace.
He had close to 200 yards rushing, 5 total touchdowns, close to 200 yards passing. Just an electric factory of a player. I don't think we're gonna get that performance out of anybody, but this year, I mean, from the quarterback standpoint. But that was fun to watch.
I like that pick.
That was fun to watch.
So,
Dunkel.
Dunkel, get in. Okay, we're back. Who do you think's going to win Saturday and why? And I want to score a prediction too. Score prediction. Who wins and why?
The Ohio State Buckeyes 34, Michigan Wolverines 27.
Funny.
It's going to be a tight one, he says.
MVP of the game, Travion Henderson. Book it. Write it down. 34-27 Buckeyes. OHIO. Let's go. JJ, go ahead.
Ohio State 52, Michigan 28. Player of the game, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Write it down. He's going 8 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Book it.
Rivard.
Got it.
All right. Okay. I should pick Ohio State. Just give them the old classic jinx to just get all of us Ohio State, and then just Michigan comes back for a win. But no, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go Michigan. Michigan at the Big House.
What's his name?
Hopefully, we get a nice little maze out. Probably not. I'm sure it'll be 3/4 Ohio State fans like it is every year. But Michigan will prevail, and it's going to be because of Aiden Hutchinson with 4 sacks. The biggest one coming to end the game to turn the ball over. Michigan needs it out. 27-21.
Burbach?
I got Ohio State winning.
Just give me a-
Like 31-28.
Okay. Where's this game being played at? Is it being played in Michigan or Ohio State?
The Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
All right.
Michigan.
Kevin, what do you think this score prediction is going to be, and who's going to win?
Michigan 41, the Ohio State 34.
Ooh, high scoring. I like it. I'm gonna go with Michigan as well because I like their colors a little bit better. I'm gonna go with Michigan 35, actually 38. Ohio State 31.
Book it.
Bucket.
JJ,
Love it.
Yes, sir, Dunk.
did Jake Miller just become our enemy on Saturday?
I just think he doesn't like the Buckeyes.
He's
I'm
a
an Alabama
Buckeye hater.
Our
Nobody
quarterback
likes
played
Buckeye.
for the Buckeyes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we're Alabama
And
fans.
guess what? Ohio State quarterbacks never succeed in the NFL.
Boom. Mark it.
Book it.
Bucket.
That's the truth.
Y'all,
But
y'all
they do it. Hey, transferred quarterbacks into receivers. Terrell Pryor, 1,000-yard receiver.
He's been on
We
like
can
12.
play. We got DBU University.
criminal if you get caught.
Yeah,
We got DBU University. That's all that matters.
Hey, but JJ, I gotta ask you this, man. You got the Buckeyes winning pretty convincingly.
Too many athletes, Dunk.
Do you think there's any way that they pass up Georgia?
In
In
the
the-
rankings?
Yeah.
No.
Georgia?
SEC bias is too strong. There's nothing they could do. I mean, maybe if they beat them by 80, but I don't know. Georgia, I mean, they finished their season out with 2 cupcake games, one against Charleston Southern. So I don't know. I don't think they can do enough to get number 1, but I'll take the number 2 seed. That's good enough for me.
Hey JJ, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Now I want Bama in that semifinal game. And I
No,
want to
dude.
beat Bama.
We owe
And
them
then
one.
me and you are going over to Jake's house, knocking on his door, and doing Cameron, Ohio, in front of him.
I don't know
We're
why you
doing
would
that.
dare wish to see God in Nick Saban. I don't know why you would say such a thing. You're a child. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that Alabama defense ain't the same this year, Jake. I don't know if you've been watching, but it hasn't been.
No,
the
They
same.
always find a way, though.
They always
Dunk.
find a way, man. They always find a way.
Alabama will always be superior over the Ohio State.
Yeah, go trademark
And I'm
that.
saying that as an LSU fan.
Yeah, go trademark that.
Coach Rivard, are you going to this game?
On Saturday?
Yeah.
I wish. No,
Me too.
no, I won't be. I'm too broke, man. The tickets are way up there, man.
Yeah, I was looking
tough.
I was looking 4 weeks ago. They were like $600, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
No. Do I deserve to be there? Yeah, I think so. But no, I can't.
Hey, Coach Rivard, if I ever win a couple tickets to a Michigan Ohio State game, we'll all go and have a good time. All right, man.
Thanks for the invite.
Where's Mangle?
You better be taking me too, Dunk.
Oh yeah. JJ's coming on the trip. Kevin Jake are coming on the trip. Mangle's coming on the trip. Burbach's coming on the trip.
Yeah,
We're
you
gonna
mentioned Mangle. Where's he at?
Where's
man?
Mangle?
He's having Wi-Fi issues, guys. His Wi-Fi went out.
Where's Cooper?
Cooper is currently in Vegas on vacation.
Understandable.
He said he was gonna try and join from the hotel, but he said the Wi-Fi is crappy. So It's all right.
Understandable. Yeah,
Jake, I love the flannel, man. It's flannel season, buddy.
yeah. I was cold. I had a layer.
I could make a joke, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I think we're cut out again. Gosh, this Wi-Fi.
Boys, any last words before we end the live? We can stick around and chat after, but any last words from anybody?
No. Are you good? We're good.
George, go.
Yeah, but
Thanks
there's
for
one
having
thing.
us on, Dunk.
What?
Thanks for having us on.
Yes, sir. If you guys
Hey,
want to, you guys stick around after the show. We can chat it up more about.
Dunk, all I
LeBron.
gotta say is Michael Jordan's the GOAT, my man. All right, MJ's the GOAT, always will be. All right, take it easy.
Never been suspended from the league.